All right, Virgo. So this week, this to me looks a little bit difficult. But it's basically just saying that your life is too short to look for the perfection in yourself and everybody else. So from Lee Vampire, you pulled that death will come, mortal, finite, and fragile. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled perfection, which doesn't surprise me when it comes to Virgo. My mother was very much that way. But when you're looking at perfection, the warning there is you don't want to be too hard on yourself and then consequently on others because you now have, a higher set of standards, not just for yourself, but for other people. And then that death will come as just basically saying that life is too short. Life is too short to think that everything needs to be perfect. All right, Virgo, here we go. Here's your overall for the week, the Nine of Cups. What do you want? What do you want? That's what I feel like saying. What is really going to make you happy? Now, when you're looking at the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, right? Having your wishes fulfilled. But then, I see, the abundance and the hospitality in this one, though, too. Enjoying that glass of wine, so to speak. But, again, what is going to actually make you happy, right? Now, in the past, the Wheel of Fortune. So, what's funny is when I look at that, I feel like, with the Wheel of Fortune, I'm cynical when it comes to this because, I like the idea of fate and destiny stepping in and then, something happening that was meant to happen, meant to be, that is going to create this happiness. But, I always go to repeating cycles because we're only at the 10 here. You need to go back to the start, but then what does that mean, right? Are you going to see a repeat of the past? Or, is it a new cycle that's happening, but better for you? You know what I mean? But then with the Wheel of Fortune, then I also feel like, there are times where we feel like we're in control of our destiny and other times where, nope, you don't have a choice. This shit's happening. But you're still looking at being happy though. Now, in the present moment, the Knight of Swords, it could be, just looking at it, to me, with the Knight of Swords being in the present moment, first of all, you're talking about like direct action, right? A feeling of conviction, they could be being a little bit too hasty, but I also feel like, being honest and direct. And, the problem that I have with the Knight of Swords, though, is that he doesn't give a shit about what anybody else has to say. He's got something to say and that's it, and then he's out the door. I've come to deliver this message, but I don't really care about your opinion on that. Now, is this you or somebody coming directly to you saying something, and then looking at the wheel, right? Like it's meant to happen. But, again, we're looking at what's really going to make you happy though. Now, in future conditions, the Nine of Wands, what worries me here is that for some of you, you may be blocking it out. If we're talking about a direct truth coming to you. But then on the other hand, it could be that you are feeling like you need to protect yourself and protect your own happiness. Looking at the Nine of Wands. But there's definitely a defensive nature there. In some cases, I feel like it's about protection. Other times I feel like, it's just you're blocking everything out. But then why? And is it because you don't want to hear, the truth? It's not like the Ace of Swords where you have absolute clarity on something. This is about direct communication here with the Knight of Swords. But are you doing this to protect yourself, or is it that you're blocking it out, right? Your best path to follow, the King of Pentacles. For you, Virgo, this is really about thinking about what is practical, but then it's also about, your own security, your own success, right? Now, for some of you, it is you need to be, coming from a place of wisdom based on the information that is being said to you, because ultimately it's leading to security and stability for you, right? And I kind of get the feeling, though, that with the King of Pentacles, when I look at him and I think about his personality, I think, this is definitely somebody who is giving of their time and resources, but I'm not looking at you needing to be the empress here, like you needing to fix somebody or being the mother figure. I almost feel like that, it's okay to give support, but not to the point where it's going to affect you, And I feel like that with Virgo, because Virgo, automatically has this sense that, oh, something's wrong with you, let me help fix you. But you can't do that. You need to start thinking about you now. And that sounds shitty, but when we're talking about your overall happiness, that is what needs to be protected, is you, right? In your environment, the Ten of Pentacles is security and stability. So, it may be, and I really get the sense here that for a lot of you, it's you getting to the point now where, you're not going to allow things to constantly repeat themselves, looking at the Wheel of Fortune. But then I also feel like this was something that was meant to happen to you, whatever it was in the past, that's going to put you in a place now where, you're thinking about number one. And it's not like you're looking to hurt anybody, but, the only way that you are going to be happy and truly fulfilled here with the Nine of Cups is if you block out people who would otherwise leech off of you. Looking at the Ten of Pentacles connected to the Knight of Swords, we're talking about you being blunt and direct about the fact that you want long-term security and stability, and we could definitely be talking about a family member being, honest and direct with you, them, but it's about protecting somebody's interests. And I think more so it's your own, because again, I look at that King of Pentacles and yeah, absolutely, right. It would make sense that this is showing up for you, because when I look at the Queen of Pentacles, absolutely, I love it in terms of Virgo, but you're not being asked to be more in tune with yourself and your surroundings and needing to be more secure in your ability to create stability and security. You already have that, especially with the Ten of Pentacles being in your environment. I think it's more about you protecting that for yourself right now. I feel like this is going to outweigh what you may want on an emotional level. But, the only reason why I think that some of you are getting to this point is because you're tired of seeing the same things over and over again, Your hopes and your fears, the Hangman. I think that on a positive, aspect here, we're talking about you seeing things from a completely different perspective with the Hangman. The fear would be that, you're stuck in a state of limbo waiting for something to happen, but I don't think that that's it. I think that, this is you in a major way now seeing things differently, like turning your world upside down and looking at it and going, yeah, there are some things that are not quite right anymore, when it comes to your happiness, and what you really want and what you really want to achieve. This is definitely an opportunity for you to be happy, but also to be secure. But the only way that that's going to happen is if you start to protect yourself now and stop worrying about what other people want. And again, I say that because of this. Now I can understand why high standards are coming through. With perfection, though, I still warn that, there's nothing wrong with you, right? It's okay to want to perfect certain parts of yourself, but, again, the warning there is being harsh on yourself, and life is too short for that. But I don't know, I see you with the Hangman looking at things completely different now. And then the outcome, the Ten of Swords, and I don't feel like, it clearly here with the Ten of Swords being the outcome, we could be talking about you going through a painful ending. But you kick it off with the Wheel of Fortune, though, or the Wheel of the Year, right? I wonder if it isn't you finally protecting yourself and ending something that should be over with, because you're seeing things differently now, because I'm looking at all these tens and you ready to do it, like finally ready to say no. Now, is this going to be painful for you? Absolutely. But I think that you're realizing that something definitely needs to be over with, regardless of the pain. regardless of how it's going to affect you. I think that, you're accepting it, because really, with the Nine of Cups again, that clearly is not what is making you happy, whatever it is that you're dealing with. And I don't think that you're acting too quickly, and it definitely could be that, things are coming to a close when it comes to family situations because of the Ten of Pentacles being in your environment. But I don't know. I don't think that that's it. And then the King of Wands. And I do think that, this is what is going to have to end a situation with a person who may have taken too much from you. I do see you being a little bit more direct here, especially with the Four of Pentacles being connected to this, about, your own security and not willing to give anything anymore. You're not willing to give anything anymore. I do think that at one point, with the Fool, first of all, clarifying this, I mean, definitely we could be talking about in the past, you may have, like unfortunately what a lot of people are going through, jumped on something and landed flat on your face. The Wheel of Fortune coming through again. I don't think that you want to see this repeating cycle. You're not willing to give shit anymore, which I don't blame you. But it may have to do with, somebody that you're dealing with in a situation being over with them. Now with the King of Wands, definitely we could be talking about a fire sign, somebody that you may be attracted to, But I love the King of Wands. I do. But, he doesn't really have a lot of follow through though either. And I think that that's maybe what you're done with here, I don't necessarily feel like that Ten of Swords is coming out of nowhere for you. I think that, and I don't think that you're blocking it out or trying to act like it doesn't exist. I think that this is more about self-protection and your own self-interest right now. And I think that you're done. You're done dealing with people who can't follow through, whether we're talking about a family relationship, family money, family business, or a personal relationship here. But I do feel like for a lot of you, it's you understanding now that this is something that definitely has to be over with for you. Otherwise, you were just going to see the same things over and over again, right? And treat yourself better. Yep. And again, it brings me back to that feeling of, you can't, completely put yourself to the side and constantly be there for other people and give to other people. And, again, I look at that Four of Pentacles and think, yeah, you're done. You are done. Change, right? Something needs to change this time. Just be is saying that, you just need to be within your place in the universe right now. Just go with the flow, right? This isn't really about allowing something to unfold here, but, just be still, but then treat yourself better because you deserve better, right? I think with the change, it's not something that needs to be, a drastic for you, because I mean, we would have been looking at the Tower in connection to that Ten of Swords, right? But the change has to happen, and you just need to be within your place in this situation. You don't need to do anything else, right? But you do need to protect yourself and your own interests and start treating yourself better. And then have faith, trust your faith in the situation, have faith that by ending this, it is actually going to make things better for you, right? Now, for those of you who are happy in a relationship, right, if you're dealing with a family member or somebody separate from your relationship, we're talking about, you needing to, right, kind of reach out to your partner here, because that love is what's going to help heal what you're going through, right? And just have faith that everything is going to work out to your benefit here, even if it has to end in a really painful way. All right, Virgo, so I do think that this one is very specifically targeted to those of you who are done dealing with a person and done giving. Because even with the Nine of Cups being the overall, I do feel like, this is about hospitality too, right? Sharing your abundance. But then also we're talking about what is actually going to make you happy here. And clearly, if a situation is coming back through with the Wheel of Fortune, right, I do feel like it was meant to happen, But then I also feel like it's really about you seeing this and going, okay, I'm just repeating the same things over again. And it's not actually going to bring me what I want looking at the Nine of Cups. But I do see you being more blunt and direct about the fact that your security and stability is what's more important. And I do think that with the King of Pentacles showing up as your advice, that it's about thinking about yourself now. You know, I don't see you wanting to give anymore. And I think that, you know, you are putting yourself on guard here. I don't think that you're blocking out the fact that, you know, there is going to be something that is going to be coming to a close in a painful way. I do think that for some of you, yeah, you're probably going to feel the pain on this. But I think that you're also realizing, though, that this has to change, right? And seeing it from a completely different perspective here. But I also feel like protecting your own interests, protecting yourself. You can't fix other people, you know, and that may be why, you know, life is too short, or that death will come is coming through with perfection, you know, right? Nobody's perfect. But if you're setting a higher standard for yourself, it may be that you're now realizing that your life is too short to waste on somebody who is not willing to change. And you're done playing the game and repeating the cycle. Now, you know, coming out to with the Ten of Swords, I do think that with the Fool, at one point, you know, when this situation would come back around, you know, you would be willing to jump on this with blind faith, but I think that it's ultimately continuously led you to the Ten of Swords. So, you know, even if we're talking about a situation or a person coming back through with the Fool, it's like, yeah, I would have done that in the past, but that can't happen this time. So, you know, if we're looking at a repeating cycle and things are just going to end, you know, in a difficult way, anyway, I might as well be done with it once and for all. Because I do see you with the Four of Pentacles not willing to give any more to possibly a person here with the King of Wands, despite the fact that there may still be like attraction there or a want to be around this person. But I feel like they may have taken advantage of you one too many times because of what I'm looking at with your advice and the Ten of Pentacles being in your environment. And then not only that, but you being like direct, you know. I don't think that you're intentionally blocking out the fact that something is going to end. I think that you're ready for this to be over with. And I almost feel like some of you realize that, you know, it's almost worth going through the pain, because it's the only way that this is not going to continue to happen anymore. Now, looking at the soul trees, change, right? Needing to have change, but just be, and then treat yourself better, right? You don't have to do anything else other than, you know, close the door on this once and for all, no matter how painful it is. I don't feel like there's any other action that needs to be taken. I think that, you know, you are going to feel a sense of conviction here when it comes to finally saying no. No, I can't give to you anymore. I can't, because you are affecting my overall security and stability. You know, whether that's on the physical or whether that's you feeling insecure, this person constantly making you feel that way. But just be, to me, it's like just be within the flow of the universe where you belong. You don't need to do anything else involving this situation. But you do need to treat yourself better, right? And then looking at whispers of love, love makes a difference, and have faith, right? Love can help heal past hurts, especially self-love, with treat yourself better. But then have faith that, you know, this is the right thing for you to do, right? Have faith that this situation will be over and done with, and it will open up to better cycles happening for you, right? But like, I feel like this was meant to happen for some of you, for you to finally get to that point where you see, you know, with the Hangman and having that enlightenment and understanding. Now, for those of you who are happy in a relationship, and this is a separate issue, like I said, it's your partner that's going to be giving you that love that's going to help heal that, you know. But still needing to have faith that you're making the right choice here to close the door once and for all, possibly on a situation with a person here, and not wanting to give any more, regardless of the fact that it may be painful for you.